Lie, I'm looking at myself. I'm just like, dang, I'm cute. But either way, now we have the new Avengers in Earth 616, and something fantastic is heading our way. But will it bring us nothing but doom? And Joseph's favorite word? Welcome to the Triple Take. I'm Manny.
I'm Frank.
Stop! Wait a minute. You are not being deceived. The Triple Take finally has video. The voices, yes, they probably don't match the faces, but we're all here for it. You probably thought Frank was probably like 38 with like 3 kids.
I knew you were going to say that,
because of his raspy voice. I understand.
Raspy? Hang on a second.
I understand. You probably thought Joseph looked crazy. A little bit smarter. I understand.
Nah, this dude is a menace on video, bro.
We're talking about.
No, we're talking about looks now.
Oh. You probably thought I was a little bit more handsome. I understand.
Why would they think that?
Because my voice is very soothing. It's very nice.
Your voice is handsome?
My voice is handsome, according to most females that I've been with.
Oh my gosh, terrible.
I have to edit this.
So some people don't deserve video. I think
wait.
Them is us.
We're editing it together. Yes?
Well, we'll see if the segment gets edited into the episode.
But either way, first off, now the Thunderbolts, obviously, this is going to be heavy spoiler. So if you haven't seen the Thunderbolts by now, there's obviously something wrong with your brain or just your heart or something. There's obviously something wrong with you because this is a fantastic movie. Frank obviously didn't think so. He thought it was an 8 out of 10. Blasphemous statements. Either way, post-credit scene, we see the new Avengers in Avengers Tower.
Yo, whoa. If you're going to say it, you got to say it right.
Avengers
with a Z.
With a Z.
Avengers with a Z, boy.
Avengers. We see them look up at the screen because there's something was it extra dimensional? Was it extra dimensional?
Yeah,
the word?
Extra dimensional.
Let's start with the fact that they're in a bit of a dispute with Sam Wilson's supposed Avengers team being officially government sponsored, such as what President Ross tried to implement. Can't forget about that.
I did forget about that. I keep forgetting
which is the reason for the Z.
I keep forgetting the fact that he's gonna do this, like getting all his Avengers together off screen, which is kind of, booty to me. But I can't do anything now. But either way,
is it for sure gonna be off screen?
It's 100% off screen because there's no way they do it in Fantastic Four. Like they just show up.
They could clean it up in the sense of like doing it as a limited series of like a 4 or 5 episode thing on Disney Plus.
No, I feel like
to clean it up.
I feel like they could be like a bunch of like, I don't know, they could do it in a bunch of post credit scenes of like, or even just one where like they kind of get all come together in like one post credit scene, and that's enough for me. I feel like you don't need to make a whole series for that. Granted,
you do see like the Avengers kind of like come together because you obviously see the end of Shang-Chi, that post credit scene. He sees Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner and Wong. So,
which is like, I don't even understand where Shang-Chi like
fits in.
Yeah, like especially that post credit scene. I really don't understand where that fits in, like at all.
I guess they use the connection from the rings to the multiverse in a sense.
Well,
no, because I'm saying like I don't understand why Wong went to go get him. Is like what I'm saying. Like, and what happens right after? Like, I don't understand what that was for. What that leads to is what I'm trying to say.
I get that.
They still haven't fleshed that out, like,
because originally,
or even mentioned it.
Originally, the theory was that the rings, considering how they were designed, with how in Ant-Man Quantumania, or Ant-Man and the Wasp and Quantumania, whatever it was called, Quantumania, when you see Kang's fortress and it has spinning spheres, the same symbols are present on those rings, so it's alluding, hey, there's something in the quantum realm, and presumably that's a beacon for Kang being like, hey, my tech's out there, I need to come back. Or at least he has an avenue to escape the quantum realm. But with the Marvels, instead of directly involving Kang, since they had that whole like space jump port
Yeah.
concept that they were pitching.
You're talking about the whole Monica Rambeau?
Correct, and how she ended up in the whole accident, she ended up in another universe. So presumably speaking, depending on how Marvel wants to pivot it, they could attribute that to being, instead of it being a Kang, it's a beacon homing in something from some other universe, whether it be the Doom or some extra dimensional characters being introduced to the 616 universe. We don't know. But, it depends on how Marvel wants to pivot their segue from Kang over towards Doom.
Well, going off of that, I would love the first thing I want to say. I would love the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, in the Fantastic Four, the first steps, my theory is not everyone survives, and that there's only 2 people on that ship that the new Avengers see. And I'm assuming it's either Human Torch or the Thing, and it's Franklin Richards. Because they obviously could not stop Galactus. They lied to the people, saying that they could save them. And they obviously couldn't do it. And those 2 people were the only people that got away. That's my theory. I would love to see that. Now, a lot of people have told me that it's too early to kill off these, or unalive these characters so quickly in one movie.
Because, bro, you need the family, bro. You need morals back into the Marvel Universe, bro.
This is the multiverse. This is your chance to do something unprecedented.
But they already killed them. They already got rid of them.
What do you mean got rid of them?
Whoa. Who got rid of who?
You mean the Fox universe?
Scarlet Witch got rid of Mr. the first Mr. Fantastic.
Bro, that wasn't John whatever his name is. The guy from The Quiet Place.
That's what I'm saying. They're really gonna kill Reed Richards twice?
He died in that movie too.
They're gonna get rid of Reed Richards twice.
Yes.
No. It's not gonna happen, bro.
I think it could work, and I agree with Manny. I'd rather have someone die, in the sense of, like, a lot of the MCU hasn't really had such consequence. So Infinity War happened, but what consequence happened in Infinity War? Sure, no one necessarily died, aside from, like, Iron Man, sure.
What about Black Widow, you freaking... What was going on here?
I mean...
And Black Widow.
Example, this is why Florence Pugh's Yelena is pissed off.
I mean...
She's coping now, I would hope.
I mean, it's just...
Either which way.
I mean, you see it in the movie.
Either which way, and then, like, all these characters go through stuff, but then more often than not, the consequences get subverted. Like, everyone comes back, where they have stated that moving forward with Doom, and Avengers Doomsday, and Secret Wars, that if people die, they ain't coming back.
See, that's the thing, though. It's just like...
The thing is, the thing's gonna be on the ship.
Probably. But what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, they got everything back, or most of it, but they didn't get it for free. Like, you got rid of most of the main Avengers.
Sure.
Tony Stark, Captain America, Chris Evans, Black Widow. It's just like, I mean, Hulk might as well have gone with them because he barely even matters anymore.
Yeah, but the way that I look at it, right, that whole exchange of who they had, because sure, it's like you're getting a bargain deal. You're losing 2 or 3 characters, but the consequence of
the characters that made
you're
the movies,
getting half the universe back. That's a bargain deal.
But like,
I like that. Because I think
that's
that
the first...
you would walk out of Fantastic Four, that movie. You would walk out of there like wondering, where does the Fantastic Four go from here? And that should be your goal in the movie is, where do you go from here and moving forward? And that's what you want. See, when you watch the Thunderbolts and you watch the post-credit scene, you immediately think, what happens next? if you have that weight of some of them not making it out of the movie, you wonder, where did the Fantastic Four go from here? You wonder, okay, could this be that we were tricked into thinking that Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Ross, I forgot his last name, sorry, and Joseph Quinn, are they the fake Fantastic Four? And
But
there's
why would they
another
do that
Fantastic Four in the
twice?
wings?
Why would they
Who's
do
the
that
other
twice?
person they did that for?
No, I'm saying like they've gone through more Fantastic Four teams. They've gone through the same amount of Fantastic Four teams that they did Spider-Man. If that's the case, and if they get rid of this one, they will have 4 Fantastic Four teams.
It's only 3, technically.
I'm technically
4.
counting. No, I'm technically counting the ones from the Illuminati. What is it, Illuminati?
The Illuminati from
She
Multiverse of
messed him up. It's over.
Okay, so I'm
He's
saying, but like,
finished.
bro, that was a better Mr. Fantastic than the one from Fan Four Stick.
Well, Miles
So
Teller.
it's just like, hang on a second.
It wasn't Miles Teller's fault.
I know it wasn't.
honest.
No, he's a great actor.
It was-
Don't get me wrong.
it
He's
was
a great.
Fox.
I love
Fox's
his
fault.
movies. He's a good actor, but it's just like the script was terrible. But it's just like,
Swiper wasn't.
well, you know what I'm
swiping,
saying?
I
Like,
got
it
you.
just doesn't make sense on why you would introduce them in such a pivotal moment.
You know
Wait,
you
what'd
like
say?
that.
Wait, what'd you say?
He said Fox did it wrong, and I said Swiper wasn't swiping because he's
Oh,
a Fox.
You're so stupid.
How am I stupid?
Yeah, honestly, maybe they swiped too much, bro. Spent too much money on it. On something that wasn't gonna work. But anyway,
Now I want to look up the budget for that movie.
it just doesn't make any sense on why they would introduce them in such a pivotal moment in the cinematic universe and then just get rid of them in the same movie. Like, and like, I understand what you're saying, that there has to be a consequence, especially since Galactus is there. And mind you, wait, I found this out recently that apparently what they showed in the first trailer, because I actually have seen the second one. I just made me sad all over again. Anyway,
Marvel, do not show your second trailer in your movies that you are releasing.
Of course, they're gonna do that.
Stop it.
But either way,
I didn't need to know how awesome the Silver Surfer sounds.
no. But the thing is that I found out recently that people are saying that the first and second trailers are actually just the first 30 minutes of the movie. Yes.
I'll take the first 30 minutes just
That's
being
only the first 30 minutes.
your planet has been marked for death.
Actually, you know what? You know who told me that? It was actually Jose bringing it back. Apparently, like, they said that it's only the first 30 minutes.
Interesting.
So I haven't completely fleshed that out, but once he said it though, it made sense because like
I can see
because they're showing too much.
They're having dinner. Then they walk outside. They see the clouds. Then they see Silver. That makes sense.
Because in the movie they're already established. Like you see a little bit of their origin story, and assuming like it goes, okay, this is how their origin story started, how they got their powers, whatever. They're not gonna spend too much time on it because they already did that with the other 2 movies. You've seen them do that with Spider-Man. You got origin. They skipped the origin part, right? And I'm assuming they're gonna do the same with this.
Yeah, they're
most
established.
likely gonna be some type of time skip. You already see it. There's gonna be some type of time skip where they're like established heroes. Everybody's like, "Oh, I love the Fantastic Four. Blah, blah, blah. They're a great family." Like you see the people going to their house to see how they do things. Remember when they're interviewing Sue and Reed?
Mhm.
That's most likely because kind of like, oh, day in the life is a Fantastic Four. Like, how do they do things? It's most likely like that kind of interview. And then you most likely from there you'll see the events that transpire in the trailer. Like, okay, like, and it would make sense. So if that's the first 30 minutes, it goes to show you, like, okay, like, they showed all this, but what's going to happen after that? Like, the world's your oyster. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's only 30 minutes, you got Galactus first 30 minutes. What's after that?
So, this goes into my theory of the end of the movie. Obviously, I said that they might not all live. And the end of the movie is Galactus winning. Thus, you find the reveal of the mastermind behind Galactus. Doom is there, ready, and Galactus is his subordinate. And he's basically now going to play hero in the sense,
Oh, like kind of like cause the problem, but he's gonna fix it.
but fix it. And
Yeah.
he has manipulated Galactus into destroying this particular Earth.
World. Yeah.
This particular Earth. And now Doom is going to go to the main 616 universe and basically save everybody. Look like the hero, because we obviously know Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Doctor Doom. If they follow the comics, he should be Tony Stark as Doctor Doom, but it's not really Tony Stark. It's
Victor
they
Von
switch.
Doom.
It's Victor Von Doom. So they're gonna hail him as a hero because they obviously see it's Iron Man, and it's obviously it's a different version of Iron Man. We've already seen multiverse stuff happen, so it's a different version, and they're gonna now Doom is gonna use this. Is my again all theory. Doom is gonna use the Avengers to beat up the X-Men.
I really want that to happen.
And he's going to be like, yo, there's a bigger threat out there, and it's being caused by these dudes with X's on their chest.
Or a belt.
X-Men. And then we see the Avengers fight the X-Men. Because Doom is telling them, hey, yo, like, I'm the hero. Trust me.
So you want a better version of Civil War, is what you're telling me.
Well, no, not really, because Avengers vs. X-Men is its own comic, so...
No, I'm saying it's going to be a better version movie-wise.
Probably. With the scale that they could possibly make this?
Yeah, but like introducing all those characters in the same movie, they would have to introduce them before that happens.
Which ones?
The X-Men.
No, we already know
Yes.
them.
No, it's not going to be the same people.
No, it's the same people. It's the same people, remember.
So you're going to have the same Cyclops.
Okay. First off,
Okay,
first
so-
off,
so-
That man's
So
like 53.
Spoiler. Spoiler.
It's like 53.
My boy Cyclops has already been casted for Doomsday. Patrick
Oh my
Stewart, Ian McKellen,
Okay.
Rebecca Quinn is her
Let's-
name?
Yes.
The original Mystique?
Let's take a chill pill for a second. Okay? Because first off, we know those characters. Right, we know those movies. There's a whole generation and a half
Exactly.
of children who primarily these movies are marketed to that don't know the X-Men from those movies.
Actually, I disagree with you.
Are they marketed
I disagree
to
with
children?
you because the
I'm
reason
just
why I
saying
disagree
they
with
make
you.
most of their money from kids. I'm just saying.
No. But they're not gonna care about the story that much. Like the reason why I disagree with you is specifically because of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so
That-
it's just like
that
that was
helps
not marketed to kids at all, and you could tell they're kind of shifting away and
'Cause you
moving
didn't-
towards
You didn't really, I agree with that point. You didn't really introduce Gambit.
Gambit or Blade or
Elektra?
Elektra, Electricity.
Yo, I know she has one of the worst Marvel movies ever made, but like, don't disrespect Jennifer
I
Gardner.
just always confuse her with what's her name? What's Daredevil's? Is that Elektra too?
Oh my!
I forgot, bro. Is it also Elektra?
You talking about Ben Affleck?
No. I'm talking
Oh.
about like who's the girl that Daredevil like fights with that ends up having the same suit as him. Is that Elektra as well?
You mean Finesse?
No, dude. No.
You
dude.
watched your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
No, that's not the same. That's not what I'm talking about. That he actually ends up with, like, romantically. Part
He
of the
ends up-
hand.
Go ahead, Joseph.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
goodness.
Go
I'm gonna
ahead. Go
look it up.
ahead.
I'm
Go
gonna look it up.
ahead.
This is ridiculous.
But reeling it back in, so I can see Frank's point in terms of consequence. I see Manny's point. Well, me and Manny's point about having
It is
negative
Elektra.
consequences.
It is
That's
Elektra.
what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out another name for Elektra. It's the same person.
I didn't say it was a different person. I asked you if it's the same person, and you just said you just stayed quiet.
Because I'm waiting for you to like hit me with the 180 that it's a
is
completely
Elektra.
different person.
It is Elektra.
You know, it's my fault for expecting like that you were about to
I
finesse
forgot
me.
their name. I always forget their names, bro. I'm not a name guy.
He has
No.
a point. He's not a name person.
I know.
Like that guy, that girl. Who's that?
Yeah. Even if I just watched something I really like, I still won't remember their names.
What was I saying? Oh, I can see both things happening, so long as similarly to what happened in Thunderbolts, tonally speaking, that's something that the MCU I felt has needed for a while. That depth of like
Consequence?
weight. No, not necessarily consequence, but the weight of tone. Because the last time we really had that was
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah.
Where whatever happened, it hit heavy. And then after that, you had the epilogue of Endgame, which obviously you had to say farewell to certain characters, certain actors in the franchise. Cool. And then, yeah. But, now...
Wasn't that long to get a reunion.
Agreed. R.I.P. Scarlett Johansson.
The only one that didn't come back.
She's coming back. She's coming back. There's
I'm
no
saying the only one that didn't
way.
come back yet. I'm just saying.
The only one that's not announced thus far.
Yeah.
But,
New Elektra?
Not happening. Not happening. It's got to be Jennifer Gardner.
But so long...
No.
Okay.
It has to be. You can't do that. You already eliminated Ben Affleck. You did that in Deadpool and Wolverine. You did it. Like, it's over. You eliminated him. You eliminated the young Magneto.
Mm-hmm.
If any form of Quicksilver shows up in this movie, like Evan Peters or Aaron Taylor Johnson, that would be a complete retcon from Deadpool and Wolverine.
Complete retcon.
No,
because Cassandra Nova eliminated them.
Yeah, but it's only a version of them. That's what makes it. It's only a version of them.
Correct. Whatever entered the void. Because you're still talking about the multiverse. Multiverse is still out there.
Yeah, she didn't eliminate every single person of it. You're the one that's holding out hope that we're still gonna get Human Torch, and Chris, like the Chris Evans back and forth, for that same reason.
He's because that was just one version of him. Like you can still bring him back.
So there's more versions.
That's the same concept.
You're counting your own logic.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
I don't want to see them redo what they did.
Whatever happens when it comes down to Fantastic Four, if no one dies, which is fine.
Boom.
Let me get to my point. If no one dies, right, at least have them the way that their universe is praising them. They hold them up to such a standard, but have them feel the weight of them letting everyone down and the world dying. I'm okay with that. You know, having a hero actually be like, yo, I failed. You know what I mean?
They're going to.
You had that in Spider-Man No Way Home. He failed.
But no one saw it, though.
Only he has to live with his own failure.
Yeah,
but
I know, but it's different.
Where did that bring him?
Okay, but it's
back
different.
to me.
Yeah, you're stupid. You're
very stupid.
It's different when you fail in front of everybody, though, as the main person. He kind of made it like a solo sacrifice, basically.
But who's gonna be that person? Because obviously we're all expecting Doom to win in his movie. That's the overall goal.
The one that beats him has to be Spider-Man, bro. Has to be Spider-Man.
I don't want to see that.
But it's gonna be
at that point. How Doom's defeated, like, you know, it is what it is.
By the Beyonder,
justify it and it makes sense. Yeah, that's a good one.
But you know, it'll be a version that Joseph would hate, bro. I just want to mention this.
Okay.
Like if Tom Holland uses Talk No Jutsu, and it turns him nice at the end.
The power of friendship.
Yeah, the power of friendship, the power of mentorism, the mentorship. Look, he's already mad.
I'm not gonna lie, that would piss me off.
I know, I don't like that either. But no, just continue what you were saying. I just wanted to.
I need to see Doom.
I just thought about that.
I need to see Doom. Right. I need to see Doom get the respect he deserves on screen. I need Doom to be respected on screen. To have his not giving a damn attitude, having things go his way for what he wants it to be. If Doom comes out of nowhere in Fantastic Four, I want him to subjugate Galactus. Right? Because I'm assuming if Doom makes an appearance, he's after one specific person. Okay? Because it's already been revealed that Susan Storm is pregnant. And I hate, and
I
this
don't
is
know
what
how
I
they're
hate.
gonna tie that
This
dude
is
in,
what
bro.
I
Like,
hate about marketing. Because they already announced what the Funko Pops for Fantastic Four First Steps would be.
you better be quiet.
And Sue Storm.
You better be
Relax.
quiet.
Relax.
I'm trying to hear this. You better stop
Relax.
that
already
point.
know.
I don't.
What?
They
I
already
don't know
talked about it
nothing.
in the trailer.
Oh,
What?
Oh,
That she's
finish
pregnant?
that.
Yes.
Okay. What is there, a Funko Pop with her in the
Wait,
with
she's
her
pregnant?
like?
No. It's
Oh.
already there.
Oh. What do you mean?
What do you mean what I mean?
Was a Funko Pop with him already outside the womb?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty wild.
And that
Man bent reality and
Man's
turned
holding
into a Funko Pop.
man's holding his own umbilical cord.
okay,
That's crazy.
basically.
wild.
And I'm just like,
That'll be a
why
wild
you
Funko
gotta
Pop,
like
bro.
release your toys and your stuff before the movie comes out? Why can't you just wait till it's done and I can watch the movie with no spoilers? Because I ain't no way. And Disney, Marvel, I don't give a damn. How am I watching the last episode of Daredevil Born Again a whole month and a half before it comes out? Make that make sense?
Bro,
My-
I ain't gonna lie.
you know,
I
now-
disagree with Disney marketing when it comes to their shows. It revealed too much.
Look, they had to
100%.
do whatever marketing they did for
Honestly, I feel like
Thunderbolts and the new Avengers. Because that, whatever they did, perfect. Do that again.
So
the Thunderbolts was nice, yeah.
one of my things that I want to know is Daredevil Born Again season 2 going to somehow tie into the movies? Am I going to get Daredevil in Avengers Doomsday? Because as of right now, according to the casting call, which if you spent, half your day watching director's chairs go by, then you obviously know Charlie Cox was not one of the names on that list, like in those chairs. So obviously he has to tie in some way. Now my theory is it has to be with Spider-Man's movie in Spider-Man 4. Because Spider-Man 4 is going to take place during Doomsday, during the events of Doomsday. So Spider-Man is the biggest connection that you have to these street level characters, which means
The
that
only connection, basically.
that means that I'm expecting at the end of Daredevil season 2, Tom Holland shows up and he tells him there's something bigger coming that we are not ready for. You know what I'm saying? Something
And,
of that
like-
nature. I don't need something big. It could be a spider web for all I care.
But
And
the
he's
thing
just
is, like,
sitting,
bro,
like there.
like when you got interdimensional travel, you have freaking Galactus,
You have the Silver Surfer.
Doom, Silver Surfer, one of possibly two versions.
I mean, to be fair,
What is Daredevil gonna do, bro?
Frank has a point.
Hey,
But wait.
I understand that, but remember,
How are they gonna tie in?
Keep this in mind. Comic books make literal no sense. It makes no sense the way that certain things happen. In Infinity War, if you're a fan of the comic books, they had a way to tie in everybody together. Even the street level people. They ended up going to a cosmic level. Like, because of where they went. Let's just keep it like that, just in case you ever want to read those comics. Good reads. I won't be surprised
Manny's Rex.
if Charlie Cox gets a right hand to Doomsday, and then Doomsday just grabs him, and then just throws
Doomsday?
him like, oh, well, not Doomsday, that's DC. Doom just grabs Charlie Cox by the throat, and then just throws him through like 50 buildings, and then he's
You're
dead.
trying to flame me for Elektra, bro. You're supposed to be the comic guy.
I mean,
Crazy.
yeah. But going off of what Frank reminded me about talking about extra dimensional travel. They don't say extra universal. They say
Wait, is it
dimensional.
extra dimensional or is it?
Yeah, it was extra dimensional.
Extra dimensional.
Oh, I say interdimensional.
Because since we're also dealing with the Fantastic Four, it could be alluded that instead of going
Oh,
through
exactly.
a universe,
Just a wait.
their way of entering a different universe was by means of entering through the negative zone. Because the Fantastic Four are also very much connected to their research and whatnot to the negative zone. Because if they go through the negative zone as a bridge from their universe to 616, that's just extra layers of context. Because then you get characters such as Annihilus.
That's what
which
I
is
was.
its
But
own
we didn't
thing.
even think about that, bro. We didn't even mention Nihilus.
And, depending on how Doom's traveling around, because if Doom's going through the negative zone, hey,
making that
if
fair,
he
bro.
subjugated Annihilus, I'm for that too. Because again, you know me.
He would not do that.
Okay, hey, I'm a wishful thinker, okay?
Just saying.
I want Doom to have his moment. Sure, he could lose. That's fine. I want him to have his moment at least. You know what I mean?
I think his moment is achieving God Emperor Doom. I think that's his moment. And more than likely, I guarantee you they will do some iteration of the comic book where Thanos from another universe walks up to him, knows him, and then he just rips his spine out. Like,
wait. I got some other fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they leave through the negative zone, what if? Because let me lead into my theory since Manny said his. That I feel like one of them might die, or none of them will die. Because in the trailer you have the Silver Surfer interacting with them, and just like in Revenge of the Sith, is it
Revenge of the Sith?
No,
Revenge of the Sith! Oh,
what was the second? What was the second original Fantastic movie? Was it?
It's the Rise of the Silver
The
Surfer.
Rise of the Silver Surfer.
The Revenge of the Surfer?
He ends up helping them against the Cloud crop duster.
Good old Norman.
Crop
Yeah.
duster.
Yeah. So I'm assuming she might do the same thing because it's band for band Rise of the Silver Surfer. I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't want to see that.
It's band for band.
He said that.
The same
he
thing.
said that, Joseph. He said that, and the moment he said that, I realized the Human Torch went after her in the trailer, just like the Human Torch went.
I'm
after
telling you,
her
it's
in
band
Rise
for
of the
band,
Silver
which is why I'm excited that supposedly is the first 30 minutes because I've seen it already.
To be fair, right?
Yeah.
The Human Torch would be the only person to attempt to follow her towards space. Because one, he's the only one that could really fly.
That's true.
I'm just saying. They're basically retconning the original Fantastic Four without even needing to. It just felt like it.
So
but you know what?
I mean,
we'll make it better.
Let's say if it is only the 30 minutes when they see Earth exploding, that could just be a premonition given by the Silver Surfer, just being like, "Hey, this is going to happen to you."
No. It could be a premonition that Sue gets due to Franklin Richards being in her stomach.
So what? Who knows?
So what are they gonna do? Eliminate their child? Like
No.
what kind of?
Or again, since
Our
What
Franklin
does that
child
have to do with anything?
Our child is gonna bring the destruction to the world.
No, she's gonna see it, but she's not gonna know it's because of the baby. Because they're not gonna know that.
Oh, you're saying the baby gives her the power to premonition?
Yeah, bro.
That means while he's baking in the oven, right? He already has his multiversal powers.
He hits her. He hits her with the Final Destination. I got you.
Because it could be that they're trying to escape Galactus, and Franklin's powers just happen, and they end up in 616.
That's my Franklin right there.
Also be true. But like what I was trying to get to with my theory is that
he's on my left side.
she might hold off Galactus. She might hold off Galactus to help them escape, right? Because she can like at least stop him for like a little bit.
She puts a shield around the world.
Or while Galactus is about to win, right? Doom makes his appearance, and Silver Surfer and Galactus are just like, "Who's this guy?" And then Doom's just like, "Oh, that's who I want." And then Doom's trying to go after Franklin and the ship, right? Because they're trying to like leave the whole situation. But then Galactus is like, "No," and he goes after Doom, and Doom literally beats the crap out of Galactus on Silver Surfer. And then Franklin does this whole, and they disappear.
I don't want to see that. Why is Galactus getting treated like a scrub? He's not a scrub.
Okay, first off, he was a crop duster. Okay. Second off,
that's better than
Doom
crop
has
duster.
never done.
This is 2 times he's being treated like a scrub.
So they did the same thing to Doom.
What do you mean? He stole the Silver Surfer's board. What more menacing can you get? He was about to bring Galactus. What are we talking about?
I want Doom to win. I want Doom to have his moment. Okay.
I think you're expecting too much.
Who's expecting?
I do want Doom to have his moment. Yes, you.
I'm not expecting too much. Heck no.
You want him to pull up and beat Galactus off rip? That'll be the best entrance of all time.
I want Doom to show up in 616.
Would that beat the Thor?
Powers again?
Heck
Sentry turns into the Void. Doom gets sent to the Void. Doom beats the freaking Void because it's Doom.
He beats Cassandra Nova?
I said the Void. I'm talking about Sentry, Manny.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about,
Well,
Manny.
that is obviously gonna happen because there's you see in the post credit scene
that. Back. First off,
what do you mean about Thor? Hold on, wait a second.
He was talking about the coldest entrances. You were talking about the coldest entrances, and one of the coldest entrances is when Thor says, "Bring me Thanos," and then slam the
Yeah, I'll
with
be
it.
10 times colder than that. I don't care what anybody says.
And then he like
That's
wipes
a cold
like
one,
a
though.
whole army.
Hang on a second. That's third, though.
There were dogs.
Who's number 1? I mean, who's number 2 and 1?
On your left?
The
And they
portal
come through
scene.
the portals? Come on, dog.
Too dramatic out here. Too
Come
dramatic.
on. You didn't feel the
Too
goosebumps?
dramatic.
Come on, dog.
Nah, you have a thing for glowing holes. No way.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. On your left.
That's a wild thing to say. You didn't feel nothing when the boys came to back up the main
I
man.
felt my back hurt 'cause I
fighting
was
his heart
sitting on
out,
the
bro?
steps. I didn't have a chair. I was sitting on the stairs.
That happened right after he used the hammer, bro.
I understand.
You're bugging. You're bugging. That was a crazy moment.
I like it, but it's
No,
not.
I'm talking about Joseph.
Oh, it's because Joseph wanted them to actually be non-existent.
I'm bugging. But I still need to finish my theory, bro. Hang on a second.
Okay, so spit.
Yeah, you freaking Doomstand? Stand? Not Doomstand. I'm not talking about JoJo's. Anyway. So she helps him. Doom comes, whatever. They enough time to leave through the negative zone, right? That's what I think. I don't think Franklin Richards is gonna do the thing. I think he's gonna go through the negative zone, and it's gonna be all of them. Either all of them or Sue gets left behind after the baby's born, and so Sue will be the only one left behind. Not necessarily die, but the only one left behind. And as they're going through the negative zone, Johnny has to end up protecting the ship so they could go through. So it's only Ben and Reed that get through with the baby. And he gets stuck in the negative zone. And we get Gladiator, Human Torch.
Or we could just get the negative zone Human Torch.
That's what I mean. That's the same thing. It's the same thing.
If we're going to go off that, right, I would imagine that the Human Torch is going to try to stay behind to let them go. Because Ben
and Sue's going to stop him, yeah.
The Thing is their pilot, right? If I'm correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
it's either him or
piloting
Reed.
the ship. Reed's trying to get them to leave, or maybe open up a portal or something, where either Reed stays behind with Human Torch, trying to let them leave. Human Torch is holding back whatever threats trying to get at them. Ben's on the ship trying to drive it or pilot it. Sue Storm's in the ship trying to shield them from whatever's going on, but she dies in her exhaustion from trying to shield the ship. And then Ben and the kid's the only one left. That's what I would want, personally speaking.
I just think I think it's more feasible.
The reason why I don't agree with Manny's about who's gonna live is because at the very least you need Reed. You cannot fight Doom without Reed. You just can't do it. No one's smart enough to combat that. Like, you need Reed. There's nobody smart enough to do anything.
So this is my 2 cents playing in. Remember how I said Doom is the hero?
2.
Right? So Doom, hero, right? We could be under the impression that they've died, but in my way of thinking, Doom has saved them. Doom saved them from Galactus. And he saved Reed, and he saved Sue, right? Johnny stuck. I would like that. Johnny stuck in the negative zone. That would be
right?
great.
Like that
I like that. So
they don't all gotta die to not be there. You know what I'm saying?
there's someone that has said something on. I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna say what. But there is somebody that by accidentally leaked information about Avengers Doomsday.
Was it Tom Holland again?
No.
Okay.
And said that they're fighting somebody in the Fantastic Four. So, with that, it could mean that I am right with the Avengers versus X-Men, or it could be the triple threat of all triple threats, and it could be the Avengers versus X-Men versus the Fantastic Four. And that would be fire. If Doom can manipulate 3 different teams into fighting amongst themselves,
you could do that.
That's a cold villain right there. That's better than what Baron Zemo did.
I mean, if that happens, then in the midst of the chaos, right? Presumably going off of anchor beings, which was introduced in Wolverine or Deadpool and Wolverine. If in the midst of that chaos and someone's Franklin Richards, like whether Sue has the kid during the movie or not, where in that chaos, whoever's taking care of Franklin gets attacked by Doom, and Doom takes Franklin for his powers, presumably leading towards whatever iteration of God Emperor Doom they would want to implement. Because at that point,
I would love for him to obtain the Odin Force in front of Thor.
you gotta beat it out of Thor.
And he beat we already know he's beating the snot out of Loki when he finds him.
I mean,
So-
Thor's already cooked in the MCU. Like this is the worst Thor ever. Like not
what's
because
great?
of the actor, because
You know
of the
what's
way they wrote
great?
him. I just want to make
He's
sure.
gonna
make that
watch
clear.
Loki. He's gonna watch Loki
Terrible.
die again.
Because like
I want Doom to pull up and be like, "Yo, this is my shade of green."
like the Thor's funny, but like in terms of power, lackluster. His best moment was the hammer in Infinity War. That's the best.
Easily.
Moment.
He's
And,
Easily.
like it does nothing else.
best
That
show of
and
strength.
Thor Ragnarok. Thor
His-
Ragnarok. I like
don't-
that.
Best
I
When
show
he
of strength.
when he loses the eye and then he gains the real like Thor, he taps into the real Thor force. I think that's where his
It was
strongest
alright,
is.
but it's just like even still, like it's just so it lacks impact to me. His like the strength of his character. But
oh yeah.
I think Thor's strength was really emphasized when in Infinity War he had to open up the iris to the like dying
yeah,
star thing, and he
Yeah.
obviously didn't just outright die. I think that's his strongest moment in the entire.
No, that's
For
that's
sure.
his biggest feat at this
Yeah.
but
moment.
I usually think about fighting. That's why.
No,
but I agree with
that's
you.
fair.
I just can't wait for them to bring the Hulk. The
Bro,
real
another
Hulk.
one. Another one.
Another
That's-
one.
The first incredible, not the first Incredible Hulk, but the one
Okay,
from-
so there's Edward Norton, and then
Uh-huh.
there's Eric Bana.
I'm guessing
so
it's
Ed-
Edward Norton.
The Edward
one from
Norton
the
one
early
is the one with
2000s?
the one with Abomination.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes, that one. That's the best Hulk. Easily,
Yeah, I
that's
agree.
real Hulk.
If
Like
only,
in terms of like strength,
if only the MCU had that CGI again.
bro, that was fire. Anyway, but when it comes to the reason why I say this about the Fantastic Four is because they're literally pushing this thing about family.
Bro, this is not Fast and the Furious. They
You're
don't
stupid.
all live.
It starts with an F, but it's not the same. It's not the same impact. It's not the same
Dominic Toretto has a different
power source.
I'm
Dude,
not-
he solos Marvel and DC.
I hear the do-do-do-do-do-do, whatever song plays in Fast and the Furious.
Oh, I got you.
Spanish song.
Can I do it?
With
Can
the
I do it?
Corona. With the
Yeah.
Corona.
Many
Can
if
I-
you want to.
I wonder if you know how to live in Tokyo.
Not that one.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about the one with the guitar, bro. The Hispanic.
The one at the end of every fantastic. At the end of every Fast and the Furious movie with Vin Diesel. They have a little family scene.
Is that the one with?
It's the
Is that-
Hispanic song. I forgot how it goes,
Don,
bro.
I think it's Don Omar.
Is it Don
Yeah.
Omar?
Yeah.
Yes.
A little
Oh.
guitar strumming.
Well, he's making a speech. Well, family,
Yeah, that was.
some family was able to overcome again. I love you guys. Make me another movie. And he drinks a Corona. And then they're like,
Cheers.
just so you know, if you're sad someone died, they're coming back, so it's okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. They just don't die. 'Cause,
But-
they're invincible.
Either way, like, look, the Fantastic Four
Mhm.
is family, right? They're either gonna destroy it, which what you guys are hoping for, or they're gonna build off of it to bring that into the 616 cinematic universe. Bless you. So, but some aspect of that has to bleed into the 616. Bless you. The 616 because
you were all wondering that's his actual sneeze. Yeah.
because it makes sense because in the trailer, because we're going based off the trailer, obviously, it shows. Oh my god.
Continue, Frank.
No.
Ridiculous,
Go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's not focusing. Focus on me.
You sneezed it unfocused.
Okay, my stupidity brought it back.
Wow, your nose looks like it's ready to burst, bro.
You look like
Red.
you look like
What's
Pinocchio.
major?
Pinocchio? You mean Rudolph, bro?
Oh yeah.
I was singing the song as you said that. That's crazy.
What?
It said
I
Pinocchio.
was saying
I'm asleep.
Rudolph the red nose. He looks like Pinocchio.
Oh.
Okay.
Stop lying.
He's talking to me about like that crazy. Anyway, what I was saying is, I don't even. What was I saying, bro? But they need to bring that aspect. You got me tripping, bro. They need to bring that aspect into the 616 universe, the MCU universe, because. Shut up. Because it allows the dynamic of actual consequence, of actual like heaviness that you guys are looking for. Like if they lose a member, because in the trailer it really shows the emphasis of their family. So I think it's good to at least break up one, but leave most of them alive. Because one of them isn't going to make enough of an impact.
I mean, they
Because it
have
won't show the dynamic between them losing them. You know what
at
I'm saying?
least like I think there's enough potential. There's enough setup
Yes.
where whichever way they take, I just hope the actions that are taken are justified. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be some
There's a lot of ways it could
half
take this.
attempt towards
And it'll be
something.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want them to stay true with what they're like their hype. You know what I mean? I don't want them to just hype it up and then just drop the ball. Such as I was very hyped for Kang. I was super hyped for Kang.
I mean, that's outside forces. That was extra dimensional.
I know that it really was. The fourth wall said no. Or fourth dimension
Technically, it
said
was
no.
technically it was domestic.
Yeah, you're crazy. That's wild. Because that's not what happened, though. That's the thing. That's not
It's
what
the
happened.
smile that like sold it.
That's great. Nah, it was the. You guys can't see it, but.
Was I lagging? Lagging.
Is that.
But yeah, they have enough potential there. I just hope they
Crazy.
don't drop the ball.
Yeah.
I think
Any
we're all
final thoughts?
hoping the same thing.
Yeah, because I don't want to spend money on a movie ticket, whether it be 40x or IMAX. That's
I'm not watching that in
expensive.
40x.
No, thank you.
The only one
Especially-
the only one I might watch in 40x is How to Train Your Dragon.
That's actually a good one.
I
I
just
think
want this movie to be my money's worth.
I think
I think
it
it
will be,
will.
considering the fact that people right now are saying that, or obviously this is rumors, but saying that the movie is more than likely, like, just Doomsday is going to be north of 2 hours and 30 minutes, close to 3 hours. So
It should be.
I
That's
think
around,
that
isn't that
a
around
lot,
isn't that how Endgame was? How long Endgame was?
That game was 3 hours and some change.
Yeah. I think that's
So,
about how long.
3
I
hours,
believe
think.
I believe that the Russo brothers, obviously, they've made the best Marvel movies that the MCU has had.
The golden age
So-
of Marvel movies. Or
Until they disappoint me, I can't say that, like, I don't have, like, a good expectation going in saying that this could be fantastic. No pun intended.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, it was.
Marvel has
it was intended.
it was intended.
Don't be a
Marvel
liar.
Talking about
did
Doomsday,
say-
Don't be,
not
don't be a
Fantastic Four.
Pinocchio. Don't be a Pinocchio.
Marvel has stated that they did want to take a much more refined approach. So they're not putting out as much content, and what content they are putting out
I agree.
is more controlled, it's more refined. You know, they're trying to give that quality that's not necessarily just like a comic book movie, but an actual movie. You know what I mean? So so far with this approach, I'm enjoying it. Especially with how, like, I knew my expectation for Thunderbolts is that it was going to be fun, but I loved the extra weight and depth and darker tone they went with, because it conveyed, sure, it was a fun movie. It was a good movie. Like, I'll rewatch it. I did rewatch it, but where it actually has a message to go off of, aside from just being a movie. You know, it has its own message to push forward, which I really enjoyed and I respected.
I like it. But that has been our final thoughts. What are some of your thoughts headed into the new era of Marvel? Is the Marvel back? Is these next two movies going to be the 10 out of 10s that
the
I'm
Marvel
expecting them to
back?
be? They better be 10 out of 10s. Because if not, I will be very disappointed. But either way, follow us on Discord, Instagram, all that fun stuff. Comment down below. Let us know. What are some of your thoughts? I'm Manny.
I'm Frank.
I'm Joseph.
Damn.
And now,
live.
for the first time, you get it in live video.
Peace.
Oh yeah, I have to stop recording.
Stop
Yeah.
recording!
I knew this was gonna happen.
Leave that in.